This guy is just a complete, he's just so different.
He's going to do some damage for sure. He's going to have a long career.
Giovanni Mpetshi Perricard is a 6'8" giant with a serve that's straight up terrifying at 151 miles per hour. Opponents don't stand a chance as they scramble to return his rocket serves. But here's the crazy part. Despite his size, he moves like a cat. He's got the perfect mix of power and speed, making him a nightmare for anyone across the net. So today, we're breaking down just how insane his serve is, how it's giving him control, and revealing a secret weapon that could take his game to the next level.
There comes a time when people change the game, and it's not always who is a Grand Slam champion.
Nobody, and we mean nobody, saw this coming at the start of 2024. Giovanni Mpetshi Perricard dominating with the highest shot quality serve score in the ATP. Let's rewind. The guy started the year ranked number 205 with only 2 tour-level wins. Fast forward 12 months and he hit a career high at world number 30, snagging 2 titles in Lyon and Basel and making a Wimbledon 4th-round run as a lucky loser. The main weapon? His booming serve.
Oh, he's hit him.
Brad Gilbert, tennis legend and analyst, says it best. He has the ability to take the racket right out of your hand. His serve is ridiculous, first and second. How ridiculous? Tennis Data Innovations gave Perricard's serve a 9.5 shot quality, way ahead of second-placed Alexander Zverev at 8.87. And it's not just his 6'8" frame. Gilbert points out his flawless motion. It's smooth, relaxed, and repeatable. Like Karlovic or Eisner at their peak, he doesn't need to leap off the ground or waste energy. It's pure efficiency. And then there's Wimbledon. Remember his 5-set thriller against Sebastian Korda last year? Perricard unleashed 51 aces and saved all 11 breakpoints in over 3 hours. His average serve speeds? A 135 mile per hour first serve and a 123 mile per hour second serve. The guy doesn't just thrive under pressure, he straight up enjoys it. Plus, in 2024, he averaged 19 aces per match.
Game and for sets.
That's double Zverev's tally. His serving stats hit their peak in Basel, where he put on a serving masterclass to beat Ben Shelton to lift his first ATP 500 trophy. We're talking about 22 aces in the final, 109 total aces across 5 matches, and 0 breaks of serve all week. Oh, and he's the lowest-ranked Basel champ ever since it became a tour-level event in 1975. Now, the Frenchman's 2024 rise was nothing short of wild, but it hasn't all been sunshine and aces. In between those highs in Lyon, Basel, and at Wimbledon, a 1-7 stretch where he lost 5 straight tiebreaks and saw his double fault rate soar. Yikes! Now, here's where things get interesting. The Frenchman had in 2024 more service points at 70% than anyone except Yannick Sinner. That's insane, right? But 5 guys are still more reliable at holding serve. Why? Consistency under pressure. While legends like Raonic, Eisner, and Shelton thrive in the clutch, Mpetshi Perricard hasn't fully cracked that code. And yeah, we love geeking out about his massive serve, but let's talk about what nobody else is noticing: his backhand. The French powerhouse wrapped up 2024 as the 4th highest-ranked man rocking a one-handed backhand. But let's be real, his isn't exactly Federer-esque or a Gasquet-style highlight machine. Forget about elegant backswings. Perricard keeps it simple. He just sets the racket, blocks the ball, and bam! His sheer strength turns that block into a flat offensive missile. Back in the day, big servers with one-handers were everywhere. Ricard Krajicek, Greg Rusedski, and even Pete Sampras rocked the style. Fast forward to now, they're practically extinct. Only 9 players in the ATP Top 100 wield a one-hander, and most of those are flashy types like Musetti and Tsitsipas. Perricard, he's a whole different vibe. And here's the kicker. On a good serving day, you might not even see his backhand. His game is all about cutting rallies short. Serve, boom, point over. So does the backhand even matter here? The numbers suggest his one-hander works just fine, but it's not the showstopper of his game. Would a two-hander like Roddick, Iser, or Opelka make him even more dangerous? Or is his minimalist, no-frills backhand exactly what he needs to support his serve-dominated style? Well, here's the deal. When Mpetshi Perricard's game is clicking, his backhand is practically invisible. Why use it when his serve dominates and his forehand seals the deal? Turns out he's one of the most backhand-shy players on tour. On average, ATP players hit 44% of their ground strokes with the backhand. Perricard, just 35.5%. That's the 5th lowest rate in the Match Charting Project database, trailing the likes of Ivo Karlovic and Jack Draper. Even serve monsters like Sampras at 47.7% and Ivan Isavic leaned on their backhands more than the Frenchman. But what does that stat really mean? It's not just about skill, it's about strategy, movement, and mind games. Perricard's footwork lets him run around shots to hammer his forehand, and his opponents don't seem to force his backhand as much as they could. And let's not forget, the guy loves a good slice, which means his flat backhand makes even fewer appearances. Want proof? In the Basel final, across 138 points, Perricard hit just 28 flat backhands. 6 of those were on service returns. His slice does the talking, his forehand brings the heat, and his serve keeps rallies short. So here's the question. Does Perricard even need a killer backhand? Or is his low-key, slice-heavy approach the perfect complement to his serve and forehand game? Well, at first sight, we would say that Mpetshi Perricard's backhand is a high-risk, high-reward shot. His flat backhands win just 43% of points, way below the 49% tour average. He's going for winners, but the cost? A 12% unforced error rate. Not ideal. And then there's the slice. He hits a ton of them, about a third of his backhands. But here's the kicker, he only wins 33% of those points. Compare that to the tour average of 42%. So why is that a problem? Well, slices drag out rallies, and for someone like Mpetshi, who's built to finish points fast, that's a major setback. He's not grinding through long rallies. He wants to dominate the point quickly, but his one-handed backhand isn't quite up to the challenge. Does it really matter? He doesn't hit that many backhands, and his numbers aren't disastrously bad. The problem is the razor-thin margins in tennis. In 26 tour-level matches in 2024, Mpetshi Perricard won exactly 50% of his points. That's the definition of borderline. For context, 5 players in the top 20 win 50.8% or less. He's that close to leveling up. Now, let's dig into some more numbers. His backhand potency stat sits at minus 4.3 per 100 backhands. What does that mean? He loses about 1.1 points per 100 overall because of it. Replace his backhand with something neutral like Artur Fils, and he'd win 51.1% of points. That's enough to jump into the top 20. Factor in the slice being below average, and he could gain another 0.5 to 0.6 points per 100. Those gains could push him to the levels of someone like Daniil Medvedev, who wins 51.9% of points. That's top 10 potential right there. But here's the catch. His return game is the weakest part. He's breaking serve just 10% of the time, the worst in the top 50. But the upside is huge. He's got room to grow. If he sharpens his return and fixes his backhand, we could be talking about a future top-tier player. And the question is, can he make the leap?